Girls and guys, welcome back to the channel. We have got a Porsche Macan S in for something fun. I know it sounds stupid, but this one is a bit of a weird one. So customer reports he hit a Badger and now there's a water leak. I did the usual things. I've started up, I've run it up, and I've tried to locate what's going on. I mean, it looks pretty horrendous in there. There's definite signs of a big leak. But for the initial few minutes of having it running, no leak was found, which is weird. And then the noise happened. I do this so you don't have to. So let's show you more of the car. By the way, this is the 3-litre V6S, and yes, he can read. That's the only way I knew it. So I'm going to do a quick video just while it's running so you can hear the noise. It only happens after a few minutes of it running, but as you can see, all the red stuff, that's not good. There still is, that is full, by the way, I've checked. But yeah, it will make a noise in a minute, and then you can hear it. I'm waiting for the part, so there's no major rush. What I will need to do is remove the fan unit, just to get a little bit more space to the water pump. The water pump is situated there on this model. Typically, it's not making the noise, but if you look down there, she's leaking, and that is coming from the water pump. You can see all the orange stuff around. I reckon that is knackered. It did make a horrendous noise, and when we spoke to the customer, he did say, oh yeah, I've heard a really bad noise, but didn't think to tell me when the car come in. So when that noise initially happened, I did like jump straight back and shut the engine off straight away. But if you've ever heard bricks being thrown into a cement mixer, it was that noise. If it did it now, it'd be great. It's not gonna. We've got the big bertha on the ramp. So first things first, I'm gonna get this off because there's a bar behind there that I need to get off. So then there's popper, 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 popper. Unclip it all from the grill. Now to get the handle off, get it in a position, and then I believe you just go in here. That little bad boy comes out. And I think, I don't know how, let's just take that all out. And that should, yeah, et voila. Now that is actually quite useful because that was confused me there. So yeah, that's how you take the handle out. And now this whole cover, there is nowhere to put anything on these cars. After removing near enough like 25 screws, I don't know why these people love putting so many screws in the bottom of under trays, but you can see more of where it's come from. If you look just to the right of the pulley on top of that sensor, you can see that it's very shiny. And at some point, I don't know, is that better without the torch? Yeah, that's about to drip. So you can see it's dripping from the water pump. So nice and easy, we know what we're doing there. The tensioner for the auxiliary belt is this one here, with that little tap. So we'll whip the belt off. No, before I do that, I'm gonna undo the 3 bolts, the 3 spine bolts on the water pump while it's under tension. I could do it either way, doesn't really matter. I would advise slackening them bolts off before taking the belt off, so there's a little bit of tension to give you some, well, just a little bit more tension to undo it. And if I say tension again, it's gonna drive me mad. Okay, if you're gonna do it my way, just be careful. So I've got the pulley off. Didn't come off the way that I was expecting. So I had the belt still on and undone the 3 multi-spline bolts. Can't remember what size multi-spline it was, I'll tell you in a second. But as I done it, I just touched the pulley and it pinged and then got lodged on the side of the rad here. Wasn't too much of a problem, managed to get it off, but the water pump, you can hear it knocking and it's leaking. What I was going to do is put a Torx in here, bring it round, and then put a pin through here, which I'm going to do anyway because I need to reset the tensioner so I can put this all back together. But I mean, we're looking at roughly a straightforward situation now. It's just a series of Torx that go all the way around and down. Gonna need to get this belt out of the way. The good thing is I normally draw the diagram, but I've got video reference to go back to, and hopefully you do too, of how this belt went. So far the worst part was getting the pulley out of the fan. And the multi-spline size is, it's a 10. So it's the multi-spline 10 that looks like that, or for other reference, looks like that. So that's what you need, the multi-spline on these, mainly a VAG fitment. Now, gonna whip all the Torx bolts out, get a coolant bucket ready. Very close there. So yeah, Torx out. Once it's draining, I'll reset the tensioner, pin it, and get ready to rebuild. I mean, book time is just over 2 hours, there or thereabouts. Before you do anything though, just make sure the new water pump looks the same as the old one. I mean, you'll never be 100% until you get it off, but we are looking roughly like a very small mini turbo. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bolts. That seems excessive. But, you know, if you've ever done an Alfa Romeo V6 water pump, you'll know that 10 is minor. So let's change it. While I'm doing them, I just realised I don't really know, I've never done these before, so obviously every day is a school day. So what I'm doing is just as I take them out, I'm putting them in the holes that they went into. 1, so I know that I've got them all out, and 2, just in case like some of the Vauxhall water pumps where the bolts are longer, some are long, some are short, at least now I know exactly where each one went. I really need to work out how I'm holding this camera, steer my head in. What felt like forever, they're all out, and luckily, they're all the same size. They are all the same size. Sorry, let me point this way. Yeah, so all the bolts are the same size, which is good. That is good news. Because as they come out, obviously they get cleaned, and as they go in. Now, I've got my bucket on the floor, then hold on. So the bucket is in place at the bottom there. Giving it a little wiggle, it's not coming free, so I'm gonna probably need to give that a tap with Tool of the Month. Well, this is Junior Tool of the Month. Need to give it a few little donks. Hopefully, a few little tappy taps. Needs to do some proper taps there, so I need 2 hands. That's it. Now, did we get it all in the bucket? Majority. There you go. Yes, I'm getting old. A lot of noises there. A little bit on the floor, that's fine. So, shouldn't have left it running for so long. Now I've got hot water. We'll let that drain out, and then we'll see how bad this pump is. Okay, after a fair bit of cleaning, scraping and everything else, I thought I'd have a little look. You can see that little notch in there. There is play in the water pump. You need 2 hands to see it, but there is a wibbly wobbly in there. But that is where it was leaking. No idea what caused it. No idea at all. Or even, yeah, it's still an original Porsche with an Audi part. Which is good, because it makes them a bit cheaper. But in the meantime, let's throw this in the scrap. Let's get the new Borg & Beck one on. Okay, so new water pump is in, on, and torqued up. They are 10 Newton meters per bolt. These are the steel bolts. You also have the aluminium bolts, which have a different torque setting. So check which bolts you have. If they're the aluminium, I think they're like 3 Newton meters, then 90 degrees, which is a pain. So whatever, if you've got Ali, throw them away, get the steel ones, they're easier. I filled it up with the coolant. Everything's good, we've got no leaks. I've pinned the tensioner. I'm going to chuck the pulley and belts on and get ready to start it up to bleed the system. Well, we are all in and on, everything's tight. I did these by hand and then nipped them up with the torque, with my spanner, sorry. Can't really torque them up, but I have done them FT. That's all in, everything's there. We are still leak free. Now we're going to start it up and start bleeding it. And while it's running, we're going to refit this, that, and stuff under there. Looking good. That is spilt water from earlier. Obviously we need to top that up. We're just waiting for, well, good circulation and no leaks. So we're going to put this back on now because that doesn't need to be off, which is over there. And grease some of this up as well. Just another little top tip. If you see inside here, big notch, and then little notches, and on there, it can only go one way. So you get it on Bosch, make sure everything works when you move it, and then lock it in, give it a little tug up. Excellent. Now, under tray, just check. Cool it, then top it up a little bit while it's running. It's only been running a few minutes. So then go up in the air, put the under tray on, and then continue. So got it up to temperature, got everything coming out nice and hot. I'm gonna turn it off in a minute and just let it cool right down, and then check the coolant level. Obviously coolant level will drop, I say overnight, when it goes cold, because obviously thermal expansion, yada yada yada. So if you do this and you don't check it, the next day make sure you do check it, because the level would have gone down. So thank you very much for watching the video. Like and subscribe to the channel for more other stuff that we're going to be doing. So this one is done.